So do you all have your script ready?
These are waters that I have not swum in, Yost. Like,
Something old found in really old town, like.
I was reviewing going, this doesn't make any sense. Like, not everyone can have that smaller penis.
I only have questions. I don't have any answers.
Does crashing count as a maneuver?
That old man of this thing you said.
This is chemsex to me.
It'll be in the podcast because I just started the recording.
Yeah. Well,
There is. It's my least favourite bit. Everything is an IPA.
Why
Why?
is it your least
Why?
favourite thing? Why is that? I think
I know,
it's
it just
good.
is. You'll go to a pub and be like, you've got 8 taps. Do you really need 6 of them to be fucking IPAs?
I didn't know it was that bad.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
I haven't been in a pub for so long that the only IPAs I remember are the ones that are just like bottled and you have to ask for them specifically.
Specifically.
Yeah, specifically.
And I'll have no list, so you're like hanging over the bar trying to see what they've got.
Yes. Well, you just go, "Can I have an IPA?" and they just have one. So you'll get the one IPA that they have. So that seems reasonable to me.
What if they've got
Not
seven?
reasonable.
Well, then I'll just go, yeah, whatever, mate. Just do whatever. That's the type of customer I am in a pub.
Or just give me a beer. I don't care.
That's why usually when I'm at a pub or at a bar, I will go for a lager or something. Just something simple, something normal. So do you all have your script ready?
Yes. Thanks for sending it through. I've been practicing.
You see, me and Shane already did our vocal exercises. I did prepare a list of topics, unless someone has something
Oh yeah.
they really
Oh
wants
yeah.
to talk
It's a great
about.
list. It's a brilliant list.
Don't tell him. It's a good
I won't.
list.
I'll just be curious if he has the same reaction as me.
Let me see what go on to the first topic. I'm sorry. This is rude. So the first topic I had in mind to talk about, apparently, according to my notes, I've just been writing shit down all week, is chemsex.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I said, but it turns out not even Yost knows what that means.
I remember now what it means. Chemsex. I assume you know what chemsex is. Like, I don't have to explain this.
No, I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I've got no idea what you're talking about.
What? How do you not know? It's sex while being under the influence of drugs. It's not that hard. It's chemsex.
Right, okay.
Right, okay. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
Oh, wait, now it's completely normal.
Yeah.
I like how you go from I don't even know what that is.
Now I know what it's talking about, yeah.
Yeah, you mean Wednesday night?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Every other week.
Yeah.
Well, there was a
Have you
news
been looking at my diary?
There was a news article in the newspaper this weekend, and I read it while I was in the gym, and it was about chemsex and about how it gets more and more severe, and people actually die because of chemsex. And then it was talking about how it's mainly happening in the gay community, so it's man on man specifically where this happens. And the only thing I had is, why specifically man on man? Like, why? Like, because I'm a virgin on this chemsex thing. Like, is it like do drugs hit you harder when there's lots of willies around? Like, I don't. I'm just trying to find an explanation.
Well, I just came off of my drugs. There must be some willies around, too.
Well, my first question when you said it was, people are dying. Why are the people dying? Is it the chem or is it the sex? Does it just make the sex a bit much more wild, or is it?
So the story was about a guy that works in the harbour,
I bet he does.
and he
Works a bit too hard in the harbour, it seems.
and on the side he used to meet up with a guy, and they would have chemsex together. which is apparently some sort of sex, like a sub kind of sex. And at some point, he realized that the guy that he was doing it with was taking more and more drugs every time they met up. And at some point, he sort of last minute cancelled the appointment while the other guy had already injected himself with chems. And then later on, he heard that the guy that he met up with died, and that was what the article was about. Not necessarily the dying part, but that there's more and more chemsex going around, and it is sort of an epidemic. And now there's a rehab sort of coaching facility where they will help you, through withdrawal of chemsex, and it's just. And what struck me is why specifically man on man? Like I don't like is it because men are just like more adventurous than women, or like?
But it depends what you mean though, because it used to be popular for poppers.
Yeah, it specifically mentioned that alcohol, weed, and poppers are not considered chemsex.
They're not.
They're not.
No,
right, well,
no. So it's people are not dying because of alcohol and poppers. People are dying because of something else. I can't. Do I really need to go and look for the article now? Like you're asking a whole lot of questions about this.
No.
Okay.
You've sprung it on.
I'm not going to list it.
Yeah. I don't know what you want me to say or think about this. Really, it's as long as they're consenting and they're having fun. That's obviously dying's not great.
Well, it's not if they're dead.
Right.
Because he often used the designer drug 3-MMC. I don't know what that is.
That's like a research chem.
Is it?
I thought it was like a memory card or something. No.
It's very clear that I can't talk to you people about chemsex.
I don't even know that different. I'm gonna have to Google it. All I know is that's one of the research chem.
What kind of research? What, like chemsex research or?
I don't. Chemsex research. That sounds very specific.
Methamphetamine. What the fuck is that?
These are waters that I have not swum in, Joost. I only have questions. I don't have any answers.
You're clearly not up to date to the big research articles in the Dutch newspaper, Tom, and I can't. I can't.
Under the chemsex subheading. Yeah.
The only bit that I can add is when I used to go to Slimelight in the alternative community.
Yeah.
Which tends to be quite drug heavy.
Yeah.
There is a disproportionate amount of gay and bisexual people in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why. I guess it's because it tends to be people that don't think they don't fit in. So they go to alternative things and then copy each other. But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But then that doesn't really explain why it's guys.
Yeah, exactly. Why would it be disproportionately men?
Yes, and that is the only question I have. But I don't think we're gonna find the answer to that with the three of us. Like, is it?
Well, I think Shane's already touched on it because he was saying that people feel like they don't fit in, and obviously women get fit in too, rather than the other way around. So it's yeah.
I guess it's easier to fit something into a woman.
Yeah, exactly. It's just logistics at this point.
Yes, we was talking about abbreviations, and
yeah.
I'm trying to read up on what this 3MMC figures, and I've read like 2 pages of the article. I still have no fucking idea what it even is. Like, is it a stimulant? I know that you apparently inject it.
Metaphedron. I don't know. Designer drug. It just says designer drug from Cathanon Group. That doesn't.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I can order it on this website though.
I was just going to order some and try it, see what happens.
Yes. I don't know. It's just something I read. I thought it was interesting, and sort of, it's just one of those articles. It was an article about something other than the news, about Ukraine or Russia or whatever. So.
I actually went looking for articles that weren't like that, and I was surprised at how few there were. So around here we have a newspaper called News Shopper, which is a venerable
hell yeah.
establishment, been going on for a long time. Yeah, Shane knows it. And usually they have a really good article in there, like lots of good articles, but it was just miserable stuff in there. I was very like, this isn't cat stuck up a tree for a week, rescued by owner kind of thing. It's quite heavy stuff, and I was a bit like, I was not good for a podcast.
No, like man fighting for life in hospital after stabbing near Woolwich Station.
Yeah,
That's not a fun thing to talk about on a podcast.
I started going to the News Shopper because if you get a quiet week, it can be actually surprisingly uplifting because you get so used to listening to all this crap news, and then when you do read this News Shopper and they're just like everyone's just moaning. Like when I was down at Helen's parents down in Paynton, you read the local one. All they were complaining about is the fact that the council had painted this junction like bright blue and red, and everyone hated it. Yeah. And that's all everyone's talking about is how much they hated this junction. And you think, well, this must be a pretty alright place to live if that's genuinely the thing that's upsetting everyone. Yeah, you go to like fucking local one and it's like, kid drowns in Thames, and you're like, that's not really keeping me up.
Yeah, I mean that's quite sad. Unless he tried to swim up the super shitter, then it could be interesting,
It's like that's not, yeah.
Yeah, there's something there's something in my local newspaper, but I'll save it for next week because I haven't actually read the article yet.
Tease.
Yeah, it's still a little tease. But it's archaeological finding, or whatever you call that, like archaeological discovery. So you will.
In where you live? Or?
In my tiny town, in Brille.
In your tiny town?
Yeah, in my tiny town, which is quite an historical town, so it's not that surprising that there would, something old found in really old town, like, I guess that's the summary.
Well.
Have either of you experienced the joys of your local Facebook group?
I do not have Facebook. I have not had safe Facebook since 2011, so enlighten me.
This is chemsex to me. Go on.
This is chemsex to me.
It's just like the stereotypes. You'll get people asking, like random helpful stuff, but then you'll occasionally just get like the curtain twister going like, who are these kids that keep riding their bikes down my street at 4 in the afternoon? My baby's trying to sleep. What?
Yeah.
There's a lot of racism around as well on like local stuff. So I don't have a local local Facebook page I'm part of, but I'm part of the Neighbor app. So there's like this app for neighborhoods, and like that channel alone is just full of, I don't know, dark-skinned, collared man, ringing my doorbell and trying to sell me an energy contract. It's like, that's probably his job. Like, you don't need to. That's just his job. Like, there's nothing dangerous about it. Just say no if you don't want it.
Yeah, and you're just like, was all that information you gave strictly necessary?
Like, does it really matter what the color of his skin is? Or what his accent is, or like it doesn't. Yeah.
My mum used to do that. She would give someone's race and be like, "I really hope this is relevant, but it's probably not." And at the end, you're just like, "Mum, why did you tell me what race they were? What did I have to do with anything?"
This whole story, like 5 minutes long, about where they could possibly be from and what their nationality could be, and then it ends with, and he bought some rice at the supermarket. It's like, that's not.
It had nothing to do with anything.
No.
Maybe they're painting a picture.
The thing is, though, right? If it's white rice, it's okay. But if it's brown rice, straight to jail.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh dear.
So there was another thing that I wrote down that you can probably all relate to, is because this week what I did is I went onto YouTube, which I do almost daily, and I watched the very first episode of Ramsay's Kitchen, or whatever it's called. Where he goes to a restaurant and it's down in shits and he's gonna help build it up.
Nightmare.
Yeah. So, and the episode was in some, I don't know, some town near Yorkshire or whatever. So it was a British episode because most of them on YouTube are the American ones, and like everything about it was just. It wasn't like you don't need Gordon Ramsay to make that restaurant any better than it was. Like I could have made that restaurant any better than it was. It wasn't like fucking rocket science. First of all, it was some small town where people love steak and kidney pies, and he was trying to do fine dining. Yeah, that's not going to sell to anyone, right? That is. Just know your market. Second of all, the kitchen was vile. Like there were literally broken raw eggs in the bottom of the fridge. That's how disgusting it was. And then third, the head chef was 21 years old. Like, and I'm not hating on young people, but what the fuck?
No, but that's too young to be a head chef.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially if it's fine dining. If you had a basic menu, that wouldn't be a problem. But 21-year-old head chef for fine dining, it's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really need Gordon Ramsay to tell you that you would actually need Gordon Ramsay to make that work.
So what they did in that episode is, so the 21-year-old head chef called Tim made one of his, I don't know, starters or whatever. It was something with a rotten piece of fish in it. And then Ramsay made a steak and ale pie. And they went out to the street and let everyone taste, one bite of the pie and one bite out of the fancy starter. And everyone wanted the pie, quite clearly, because it was made by Ramsay as well, obviously. So they do the haul over, and they change the restaurant, they change the menu, and they clean the kitchen, and all of that. And then the reopening day, and this is where it gets funny. The reopening day was on Valentine's Day, and then I had the automated subtitles on this show, okay? And what Ramsay said was, "Tonight's Valentine's Day, the most important day of any restaurant calendar." That's what he said. But the subtitles said was, "Today's Valentine's Day, the most important day of the Russian calendar."
I know, Russians, they love Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Yes, Cupid, very important country. We love everyone. We love the Ukraine. We love the Putin.
Only for one day.
Only for one day.
No more chemsex.
One day.
Actually, I think we just solved the mystery. It probably is them that's having all the chemsex. I mean, they've got fuck all else to do.
Wait, what?
You missed the whole bit about chemsex. Yeah. Oh, yeah. To go back to that, I finally found out what the drug is.
Yeah, 3-MMC. Yeah.
3-MMC is apparently, it's sort of like a cross between ecstasy and cocaine.
Ecstasy.
Sign me up.
But then it
they're both uppers, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
But at one point it mentions people injecting it. That just seems...
Yeah, that's also what it was about. That apparently it's the injective drugs that are the most dangerous ones.
It's very addictive, and it increases your blood pressure.
All right.
That doesn't sound like that would go very well with sex.
I don't know what the effects of sex are to your blood pressure. Like, I'm not...
Well, if it's already high, get even more blood in your knob, and then it blows up like a balloon.
Yeah, maybe that's what's happening.
That's not what the article doesn't say. Loads of people die because of exploding peni. You know? Which is, as we all know, the plural of penises.
I was just saying, is that the proper plural for penises? Peni?
It is now.
We've all been getting it wrong all these years.
Yeah. Exploding peni. It could get you. One day, you're just there, shooting yourself up with drugs, trying to have a good time, and then the next thing you know, kablamo! There goes your penis.
Exploded penis.
Yep. That needs a word. That needs a funny word. Exploding penis. I don't know. Maybe that's doing an Adam Sandler. I don't know.
You ever,
Wait, what do you mean doing Adam Sandler? What?
We were talking about Adam Sandler earlier.
Okay.
Ben Stiller? Is it Ben
Yeah,
Stiller?
Ben Stiller. Yeah.
Okay.
We were saying that we can't really tell them apart because they just seem like the same person, because they basically do the exact same films. I don't think they look that alike.
No, they don't look that alike, but they do the same type of films. Like they're all rom-coms, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like
Ben
Ben
Stiller,
Stiller
what's he been
is a glue bar in the Glue Bar Husband. I don't know. It's just shit like
Oh,
that.
him. He was in Zoolander, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's like I didn't really think I would enjoy that film, and then I watched it, and actually I thought it was really fucking good.
It's funny.
Gasoline, right.
It
Was
was
I was saying to Tom the other day as well. Like I don't like is it Will Ferrell, but in Anchorman, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
To each his own, I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's the correct people like myself, and then everybody else.
I mean, I am on Chris's side. Anchorman is an amazing film.
I just think that in general, Will Ferrell really he really wants to be funny, and he that sort of airs out of his pores, like, oh, look at me, I'm so funny, and that's just the vibe I get from him, making him
He
not
does
very
try
funny.
very hard, doesn't he?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. He's only 57. Fucking hell.
See?
Is he only 50? I thought he was 57
Wait.
when he did Anchorman.
No, John William Ferrell is 57. Christ, I thought he was probably at least 10 years older than that.
I thought he was more like Biden's age, you know, just...
What is
like
that?
174?
yeah.
I think Biden fought in the Civil War, didn't he?
Hold on now.
You know, I'm not sure that he can actually remember whether he did or not.
No. I think he doesn't even
Bless
remember
him.
what side he was on.
Holy shit, did you know that Will Ferrell is also, he does singing?
I don't want to hear Will Ferrell sing. Like,
No.
Oh, he's got a song here called Volcano Man, Eurovision Song Contest. I'll have to watch this.
how could he be in the Eurovision? It's the Eurovision. It's not the American vision.
Australia are in there.
Australia's
That's just as fucking weird, isn't it?
You just said that you can come in Eurovision, but you can only use didgeridoos.
There you go. Have a look at that. Eurovision,
Eurovision.
Story of Fire Saga, Volcano Man.
Yeah, but that's a Netflix thing, according to the icon.
Ah.
First time I saw this, Will Ferrell as ridiculous as always. Second time, well, this music isn't as bad as I thought. Third time, Volcano Man, Volcano Protector Man. That's the top comment from 4 years ago. That's how up to date we are.
Ah,
We're very up
depths
to
of the
date.
pandemic. Ah.
Volcano Man.
Did anyone develop any hobbies or habits during the lockdown that they've kept
Drinking.
up to this very day, apart from drinking, because we all did that before?
Well, I haven't kept it up because when you said about habits, I was like drinking half a bottle of vodka a day.
Mm.
I haven't kept on that.
I've developed the big habit of hating to go in the office, which I think is fairly consistent.
Yep.
That's the only thing
Yeah, but is hating something a hobby?
it is for me.
Yeah,
I didn't really develop any hobbies, which I think didn't help because like everyone's going around going, oh, we're doing these arts and crafts things, and at home being like, should I be doing this? I don't really feel like it, to be honest.
we had work. Lots of
I-
people
yeah.
on furlough. This was the
So I
thing.
was still working. That was the thing. Helen sort of did a lot of hobbies because she wasn't, but
Didn't
yeah,
you get your
I
rats?
was working. No, that was after. We were in a studio flat when that was going on.
Mm.
I mean, the thing is about that is that you've got not a lot of space to kind of develop and do your own thing, because if it's such a small studio flat, where you can do it, you're kind of in people's company all the time.
Yeah, where am I going to do my woodworking?
Exactly. Where you're going to practice your Himalayan yodeling.
That's
I
like-
don't know
like-
why, but just the thought of Shane woodworking makes me laugh. It's just as ridiculous. I would be picking up that hobby. I just don't see you doing it.
we thought one of our flatmates had gone a bit mad because like we could hear this song through the floorboards,
Hmm.
but we could hear the same bass beat for like 2 weeks.
Hmm.
It's like we sit there going, is this even a different song, or have they been playing the same song for like 2 weeks? Like, what is going on? Are they still alive? But then we found that they were still alive and walking around, but yet this same song was playing.
But
So what is going on?
Was the song playing, or did he buy an instrument and then was he practicing? Was it
No,
a
it was
new
playing.
hobby?
As if someone had just left it on loop and then just left it going.
For how long did this song go on for?
After that, or they've got a CD that has the same bass beat for every single song.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
Possibility.
I don't. I don't want to sound like an old man, but I think a lot of today's like beaty, bassy songs, to me, they all just sound the same. Like I don't care.
Just that old man thing you've said.
In those days, people used to play proper songs on mandolins and bang pieces of wood.
And ukuleles.
Ladies.
So you need to write proper songs like Macarena.
Hey, Macarena. Yeah, I know the dance as well, you know. But yeah, no, I didn't really stick to any hobby. Or maybe I did pick up cooking and baking a lot more during lockdown, and I still do that. But yeah, the whole... I had a great time, you know, making funny videos and streaming a bit. Like that was a hobby, but I haven't kept it up. Like it's just, yeah, it's not there.
The baking was a big one. Loads of people got into that. Well, when they could find flour and eggs anyway.
I always used to bake, well, but just sort of on and off. And then in COVID, there was just so much time. Like especially before I got the dog, there was just so much time. It's just like, I'll bake this banana bread during this meeting because I don't really want to be in this meeting. You know, it's just, yeah, there was a lot of that. Many pounds added to my body weight during COVID. And I guess the other big thing I picked up was chemsex.
Oh, chemsex, yeah.
What? Sorry, you're going to have to explain this to me.
3-MMC specifically. No, we talked about... Do you not know what chemsex is, Chris?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so based on the recording of this podcast so far, chemsex is where you inject drugs into your body while you're having sex with men, so there's lots of willies around, and the danger is that your penis might explode.
I mean, okay.
Explosively.
Yes, explode. Yeah, just penis drip and gore everywhere.
Like one of those cartoon cigars where it like flays out at the end.
And the end result is a bit of lettuce on your face, you know.
That's like I can't remember where I heard it. It was some random YouTube rabbit hole I went down, and there was some celebrity who. Do you guys know what speedballing is?
Yes.
Speed falling.
Speedballing.
Speedballing. No, I don't know.
It's where you take heroin and amphetamine together. So the idea is that the amphetamine, you know, keeps you awake.
Yeah, it's an upper versus a higher, so to speak.
It's like literally the most dangerous thing that you could possibly do. So this guy speedballs and then gets in his fucking plane and starts doing acrobatics. I mean, you can guess where this is going.
Sounds like it's not going to go
The
wrong
airport?
at all.
What is wrong with you?
What exploded during this flight?
I mean, that he crashed. Whether he exploded before he crashed, I don't know.
Oh, he flew the plane, as in he wasn't just a passenger.
No, he flew the plane
Oh, I thought he was a
While on-
passenger, and I was like, yeah, that
while on
doesn't.
heroin and amphetamine.
Okay.
So the important question though is how long did he actually fly the plane for? Was it like did he get up in the air and actually get somewhere, or did he just kind of immediately just barrel it into the ground?
I think he actually successfully did a few maneuvers. He was doing loops and shit, and then he just misjudged it and hit the ground.
Does crashing count as a maneuver? I mean, I guess you could do it once at least, but
It's still technically a maneuver.
What is it they say in Toy Story about the flight of Buzz Lightyear? It's something like that, isn't it?
I don't know.
To infinity and beyond.
No. Like at the end, it's like, oh, I'll fly there, or I don't know, gracefully crash or something like that. I only know it in Dutch because when Toy Story came out, I was too young to watch it in English.
Say it in Dutch and I'll translate.
No, you won't translate.
Translate with Google Translate.
It's probably gracefully crash or something like that. That's what Woody calls his version of flying. And then at the end of the movie, they've become friends. So then Buzz Lightyear says the same thing about his own flying. Oh, because they're such good friends at the end. It's still a great movie, though. It's just so full of wise lessons.
I haven't seen it in bloody ages.
The last one I saw was the one with the. Was it Emperor Zod? Was that 2 or 3? Was it even Emperor Zod?
I'm not
No,
up
you
to
know the
date with my Toy
purple
Story
thing.
lore. Hold on.
Because there's the one where the bad guy is that kind of like.
No, Zod is from
robot thing.
Superman.
That's yeah. Okay, so it's not Zod then.
No, it's.
No, that would be a different film.
Yeah.
Is it Zurg? Emperor Zurg? Yes, Emperor Zurg.
Right. So yeah, there's that one, and there's the one with the cowboy guy. Because like one of them's the one that captures the female cowgirl. Isn't there? There's like 2 and 3.
Tom
Yeah.
Hanks.
Tim Honks.
Oh no, I need to update myself on Toy Story lore. Toy Story lore. Let's see what this is.
Expansive universe. Yeah.
Is Toy Story inclusive? What the fuck is this question? Like, Google. Who cares?
Yes, it has dinosaurs in it.
Yeah, it's not, and it's it's not. What do you call it? Uninclusive, whatever the word is. Like, it's not declusive or whatever.
Is Toy Story woke? That's the question.
God, yes. And it's all the better for it.
I'm
Well,
going to defund it.
I
defund Toy
don't know
Story.
what it means.
Empathetic.
Oh.
Well, that's my definition.
Emphatic.
Doesn't mean it's right. You've got empathy, right? If you're woke, basically.
Not asleep.
The thing, yeah, I don't know. Woke is sort of like, I'm gonna be insulted on your behalf, whether you want to be insulted by this or not. Sort of like, it's really weird being woke, I think.
You're saying it's weird. Well, I'm offended that you're saying that.
On behalf
you
of
know.
someone else who's not in this room. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not very inclusive, is it? God, not Toy Story around here. God.
Okay, so here's something I did actually prepare to talk about, because I haven't told any of you this, but I've been a victim of a theft.
Oh dear.
Makes a change.
Okay. What did they steal?
My bin.
It wasn't.
My bin got stolen. So
Oh,
at the end of
sorry.
my garden, there's 3 bins. Okay, there's the blue bin, which is for paper and carton and stuff. Then there's the orange bin, which is for plastics, and then there is the green bin, which is for biodegradable material. So anything from eggshells to tea bags to just weeds from your garden, whatever, it all goes in there.
Sorry, can we just address the fact here that you have an orange bin? The Dutch people have an orange bin.
I have one. I'm not sure. Not all Dutch people have one. I just happen to have one. It depends what council you live in.
It's not a thing specifically then.
No. There is
Right,
bins of
okay.
other colored bins are available.
Is it given to you at birth? You come out, they give you a birth certificate and an orange bin.
It's the bin I
What
was
makes you in the
tossed
bin?
in as a baby.
Is it like Finland where they put the babies in a cardboard box, but in Holland they put the babies in the little orange bins?
I'm not going to get to tell my story at this point.
Well, you haven't answered the question yet.
Well, I'm getting zero empathy for the fact that I've been the victim of a theft. Let's start with that.
Well,
I
they're
did
just
say-
getting revenge for you and your cucumber stealing. Or broccoli.
It was broccoli. It wasn't a
Broccoli
cucumber.
snatcher. Yeah, that's right. You fucking broccoli snatcher.
No, it was the Great Broccoli Heist of 2025. Thank you very much. I'm quite proud of that heist.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Tell us about your bin theft.
So every Monday morning, very early, one of the bins gets emptied. So one week it's orange, the other week it's the green one, and then once a month the blue one with the paper gets emptied. So several weeks ago on Sunday night, I put out my green bin, and then I'm always the last one to, because you have to put them out to the on the pavement, so on the side of the road, and I'm always the last one to pick it back up the next day because I live alone and I have a full-time job. So by the time that I think of picking up my bin, it's usually like, I don't know, Monday night 8 p.m. or something. So I go out and I look around, and there is one bin left, but it is not my bin. And I know this because there's a Feyenoord sticker missing. My bin's quite dirty on the top, but not inside, because I have a cleaning service that cleans the inside of the bin every other time. So it's someone else's bin. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? I'm going to just take someone else's bin because it's the only one left, or I'm going to be binless for the next 2 weeks. It's a choice. And I figured someone must have mistakenly taken my bin, even though there's a sticker on there with my address, because of the bin cleaning service. But what I'll do is probably a mistake, so I'll take this bin with me, and then I'll swap them back around in 2 weeks from now. So 2 weeks later, I go out on Sunday night, I put my bin out, I can't find put the stolen, the leftover bin out, and I can't find my personal bin. No, my bin. So on Monday morning very early, I get up for work, I walk Yope, and then when I get back, I'm going to look for my bin now, because, it's before it's been emptied, everyone's put it out. If it's there, it must be there. And I couldn't find it anywhere. But I did find what I assume is my bin, because my bin had a tiny metal thing sticking on the top of, I don't know, like a bin brand or whatever it was. I don't know what it was. But the address sticker was missing, as was my Feyenoord sticker that both mark it as mine. So I figured what happened is someone mistakenly or purposely stole my bin. Purposely, because it is cleaned on the inside, because I pay for a cleaning service, and then removed all the stickers, thinking I wouldn't recognize my own bin. So I took it.
That is psychopathic, man.
That is a lot.
I stole it back. And then I
Good.
emailed the bin cleaning service saying, yo, my address sticker and the barcode is gone, and they sent me a new one.
A new bin?
No, a new sticker, like a new clean.
Oh, okay.
They recognize which bins to clean by a specific sticker.
Right.
But the thing is, I'm not quite sure if it was my bin, so I might have just stolen someone else's bin.
You might have just stolen someone else is going, someone just stole my fucking bin. They created this elaborate story about me stealing it.
Why have you decided to embrace being part of the problem, Yost, rather than the solution?
Was this a neighbour? Was this a nearby neighbour? Or was
What?
this a faraway neighbour?
I don't know, because people just put their
Asking
bins
difficult
all
questions.
out on the side of the road, so you don't know if it was 2 houses away or 5 houses away, because you're supposed to sort of clump the bins up onto specific. There's tiles part of the pavement where there's like a bin icon on the tile, and that's where everyone's supposed to put his bin. So yeah, it could be one of any 25 houses that are supposed to put their bin there. It's a very organised country, as you can tell.
Hey, I was just about to say, it sounds really organised. You've got a special space for your bins. You have a cleaning service for your bins.
Well, you have to pay for that. That's extra. That's a premium service. And not everyone can afford that, Chris. Let's not forget the less fortunate people in this world.
And have their bins cleaned.
Not everyone can have their bins cleaned. Nice.
I thought it's all about bin cleaning, and in the news it's like Birmingham bin cleaners have been on strike for ages, and it's just like the whole city has got rubbish piles everywhere. And here's
No
Yost
one's
with his
noticed a
bin cleaning service.
What? That's the free market, man.
Free market, baby.
That's capitalism for you. But yeah, I don't know. I've never been. I can't remember the last time something was stolen from me. You know, it feels really odd when you at some point come to the conclusion that someone stole something that is yours.
I think that was quite malicious. The fact that you reasonably believe that that bin is yours and had the sticker removed and that kind of thing. Someone has gone out of their way to take those stickers off and the final
Exactly.
sticker,
Yeah.
and that is quite malicious. And it just makes you trust people a bit less when you see them on the street. You think, oh, what, you know, start off with the stealing a bin. What are you going to steal next? Maybe some post, maybe some
Yeah.
plants
Gold
out of
bar.
my garden, a gold bar that I keep buried
Yeah.
in my front garden. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it just brings down the tone of the neighbourhood. You know,
It does. It does. And there's been a
Yeah.
lot. There's been lots of houses for sale and sold recently. So
Yeah,
But no, it's just the thing is what I don't understand. Like, let's say I accidentally take someone else's bin to my garden. That can happen.
which you have done. Yeah.
No, I have not done. I have rightfully reclaimed my own bin. What
Would you
do?
stake your reputation on it?
Yes, I would. No, why these questions? But then,
What? We've got to establish the facts.
what you would logically do 2 weeks later is just take the bin out again to get it emptied, and then when you go pick up your own bin, assuming your neighbor will put your bin out. Like, you don't go through the trouble of removing, recognizable stickers and stuff to sort of cover up your crime. Like, it could have just been a mistake and ended by just an honest mistake, and now it's grown into something so much bigger.
Maybe be posted about this on your neighborhood app.
No, I don't post
Oh, no.
anything. I just read stuff.
This is a reason to create Facebook. If you haven't got a local Facebook group, start one just so that you can be that guy on the local Facebook group going, "Who stole my bin?"
I don't want to be that guy.
With just a picture of the offending bin for no reason. Just as anything whatsoever.
A badly unclipped picture of my bin.
I couldn't visualise what the bin looked like otherwise. Yeah.
It's also very important that you publicly accuse someone with zero evidence.
So, Yost, please do me a favour, right? Can you just go and put up some missing posters around town, just with a photo of the generic bin saying "Have you seen my bin?"
Yeah. All right, get a really thick black border
God.
around it and put above it "In loving memory" my bin.
What you need to do, have like 4 photos on there that are all quite clearly of the same bin, and then just 3 of them are labelled as "not my bin." People look at it and be like, "How can I tell the difference?"
I can tell because it's my bin.
Yeah.
You can joke
Bin
all
from
day
the
long, but
family,
you can
yeah.
clearly tell there is exciting stuff happening in my town and my life on a weekly basis.
What's going on in the world of Kingston?
I haven't even I haven't gone through my entire list of topics yet, but I'm slowly. I haven't even talked about what is it, Supermarket Simulator, and my thoughts about it. Or
Would you say that Supermarket Simulator is superior or less superior than Farming Simulator 2022?
this is the I've never played Farming Simulator.
Okay, well,
but what
Tom,
I
how
thought
would
about
you rank
Supermarket
Farming Simulator?
Sim is, why is there not Supermarket Tycoon? Because that is a game I could play till the end.
Supermarkets. There must be a supermarket tycoon. But Farming Simulator, I was
Whelmed?
I was underwhelmed, and my
Hmm.
expectations were extremely low. And even then, I was underwhelmed. Graphically, wonderful. Everything else, abysmal. Just
You can
I don't
overlook a
know.
lot of flaws, right? Providing a game has good gameplay, and that is the core of the issue here. Is that
Yeah.
it wasn't.
It had good animations. So there was like a crop sprayer. So you know when they like drive around the field and put fertilizer out and stuff like that. There was a crop sprayer, and it had the most elaborate unfurling sequence of this like massive wings that then sprayed fertilizer everywhere. That was brilliant. That was the highlight of the game for me by quite a long way. Everything else couldn't care less.
You get to hold up the traffic in the local area by just driving down the lane.
There was only like
There
one
won't be
car
many
an hour.
cars.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of half the fun of farming, right? Just fucking off and running the village.
This is it. Yeah, they didn't even have it.
We didn't even want to play it. We just decided to download the game to get around the inheritance tax rules, but it didn't work.
And there also needs to be a mini game where you lay traps for all the walkers.
Yep.
Close
Shoot-
off random
shoot the local
footpaths.
dog, and then occasionally you have to stop some pikeys nicking all of your equipment.
Yep. Or bins.
That would be, you know what? It would be much more appreciated if they added shotguns to the game.
Okay, that would be realistic.
Yeah.
Walkers off my land.
Surely the slight problem is that farming is, as a game, farming mostly involves doing things once and then waiting an entire year for the results.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's high octane.
No, it's pretty low octane.
Right. So here, did you know that there's actually farming speedrun, like farming simulator speedrun challenges, and they have competitions for who can do it the quickest.
I didn't know this.
Well, now you do. It's like it's usually done like a hay bale, and you've got people doing like ridiculous maneuvers, like working out how they can like go over a rock to flip their tractor and launch the hay bale into the barn and score points quicker and stuff like that. It's mental.
Speedrunners are weird.
Yeah. They're a special bunch.
A lot of them make sense, but at the point where you're speedrunning farming simulator, I would begin to question your sanity, to be honest.
Yeah, there is a limit. No, yeah.
There is definitely a limit.
Yeah, I think if you speed run any game, it should be an A to B game. Like, it has to have a very clear sort of progression thing, and not like a sandbox. How can you speed run a sandbox game anyway? Because it's never finished.
The speedrun Minecraft, that's sandbox. I mean, I know it's got an end boss. But...
Yeah, it has an end. So there is your B. It's a dragon, not a bee, but you understand what I mean.
It's an arbitrary thing, isn't it? It's just like you don't. I don't know, like collect 1,000 bits of stone or something. That could be a speed run. Kind of, as long as everyone agrees on the category.
Get wood.
People are willing to part. Yeah, exactly. Get wood. Yeah.
Well, Tomato Anus, that guy, he does loads of his own speed runs. Like sleep with everybody in Fallout New Vegas as quickly as possible, for example.
Did you hear about the guy who got a bit flip in his speed run?
No.
Oh, Yost's phone's beeping.
Yeah, it's saying I should go to bed. That's what it does at 10:30.
Yeah. He was doing a speed run, and his character on Super Mario 64, and his character just basically just teleported to one of the later levels.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like watching some speedruns, but when it's bugging the game or like cheating, I don't really like it. You know, I think that's not what a speedrun should be.
You're not on any percenter then.
It's glitchless, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like doing a run and then going, oh well, there's a 20% chance of this glitch working. So there's just a 20% chance they have to keep doing it until this glitch works, and they just tend to like go flying.
Yeah, or I could do a speed run of Pokemon Fire Red and then just bank on my Rattata to crit everything. It would take me 1,000,000 years because there's a percentage of chance, but like, is that really a speed run like that?
Yeah. No, it's about how you game the mechanics. Yeah.
I mean, lots of. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say lots of like some of the techniques also require like frame perfect timing, which is you're talking like a 20 millisecond window
Hmm.
of getting a button push right, which I think that is very impressive. And be able to do
Yes.
it consistently is very impressive. That is actually impressive. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that with your time.
Yeah, we used to speed run Strat UD during COVID, and that was more about popping the potions at the right time, timing your cooldowns, getting as big groups as you can, and avoiding as many mobs as you can. And there was a surprising amount of skill involved. Like when we started it, I think when we started it, we got our best time was like 19 minutes. And we were like, oh no, the best we can do is shave seconds off this. And then our best time in the end was like 8 minutes and 30 seconds. It's like, oh, apparently we were able to shave off a bit more than a few seconds. But it is, yeah, it's working around. It's working with and around the mechanics. I would say, but not glitching it. Like it's not. Let's not find this one pixel that will teleport me to the end boss. It's.
I think it's different if there's like some Mario categories or whatever, they are banned or not. They're not banned, but they're not run because there are ones that it's like a 2-second speed run because you can just menu glitch to the final boss. I think some of the Zelda ones, but if you've got to do lots of individual ones to make it added up, then I think that shows a lot more skill. I mean, obviously it's got more skill than I can produce. I wouldn't be able to do any of them, but
It's also a practice thing. You have to have the inclination to want to spend hours practicing the same mechanics over and over again, and not get paid for it.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I just don't think I've got the mental fortitude to do that. But I don't mind doing some repetitive things. I think they're quite good fun. But the amount of dedication and time, like imagine having a 3-hour speed run and then you get to the last bit, you're on time, and then you fuck it up and 3 hours down the drain.
Why is it down the drain though? I assume you had a great time while you were doing it. Because why are you otherwise doing it?
Yeah, so it depends on the segments. Like you'll have a sum of best segments. So yeah, maybe you've got like better segments or something. But it's got to be so demoralising being like on pace and then you miss an important jump and you lose the 20 seconds that you've gained.
Yeah.
Just don't make mistakes.
I don't know, the Strat UD thing used to take us loads of time, like even assembling the team and, getting there and then going through it and resetting the dungeon after you mess up. But we had loads of time even in the practice runs, loads of fun even in the practice runs because we were enjoying it together. And maybe WoW is a perfect game for that because like you can talk while you're doing it. It doesn't require your super full focus because of cooldowns. Like you're just sort of meshing buttons every now and then.
I think that's the important thing there. Lots of speedruns are essentially a very solo affair. So they're quite, you've got to want to do it by yourself. Quite a lot of people stream them, I think, because they get at least some kind of engagement from people.
This picture about a Leland electric car. Oh, that was an electric car, an old electric car. I didn't understand why that was.
The first cars were electric.
Yeah.
They were originally battery driven, and then, they were battery driven, the original cars, and they converted them to petrol because batteries were shit back then.
Yeah, and who likes nature? I mean,
no, exactly. I can't pollute something that I'm not interested.
We don't need the nature anywhere.
I find that's a bit of a weird juxtaposition, right? You got
Trump impression.
All of the people who are like proper MAGAs driving these massive trucks around. Then they want to buy an electric Cybertruck. So it's like on one hand they want to basically kill the planet by digging oil and burning stuff, and then on the other hand they want their little electric truck.
I discovered on Reddit the actual reason why. It's some stupid, tax reason. Basically, America has made an insane system where the cheapest car to get is like a 3-ton truck. That's why everyone has trucks, because they're the cheapest thing to get.
Okay.
Because I was reviewing going, this doesn't make any sense. Like, not everyone can have that small a penis. But that's why. They've made a system where you're encouraged to do it. Because they're basically in some bullshit category, the idea was that they're giving you a low-cost vehicle so that you can start, for your business that you need.
Isn't it?
But
Did you
no
ever
one
see a
actually
thing
does
to that in
that.
the UK where it was like you can get like tax exemptions and stuff through work for cars. Wasn't it? There was a thing where it was better to actually have a truck again for the same reason, or a large van.
I thought the whole point in the US was that they can make giant cars without them becoming officially trucks. Or is it the other way
Yeah.
around? Are they supposed to
No,
be?
that is it.
Yeah.
It's a special category that basically doesn't exist anywhere else, because that size vehicle is in like the UK, and I assume in most of Europe, it's done basically by the size. So like a Cybertruck, you literally need like a truck license to drive
Is that
it.
why that one got impounded by the police the other week?
There's not a single thing in a Cybertruck that is legal in Europe. Like nothing about it. It's all illegal.
Also, the fact
It's
that
like-
it's usually silver, like you're just blinding everyone else on the road when the sun's out. Like,
Well, that depends on
stupid
whether it's been
thing.
in moisture and rusted or not, I guess.
I
yeah.
cannot actually believe that got released. Did you design it on a Kettering strip or something? It's just ridiculous.
Is the
That's the kind of thing-
Cybertruck? Is it made by Tesla?
Yeah.
I think
Then,
made is a. They've all been recalled.
but
is it-
then I think Tesla's gonna be the next Nokia.
you,
You heard
you
it
see the
here
thing
first.
where like the bumpers are like glued on and they used the wrong glue.
Yes, started coming off, didn't they? They were like peeling away.
The bumpers fell off because of glue. They used the wrong glue. High quality.
Can you imagine that in somewhere like Phoenix in Arizona where it gets like 80 degrees or something and it literally just starts dripping off?
It's just ridiculous.
I'm gonna wrap it up, but it's just I'm just sad that only now I remember that we haven't talked about the passing of George Foreman, the great inventor of the George Foreman grill.
No.
Well, at least he wasn't like some celebrities and he didn't grill himself.
No. But I remember seeing the George Foreman grill as one of probably the prime time of infomercials on television, and I thought it was amazing because that's the age I was at. I envisioned a future where everyone would be using infomercial products, so we would all cook with these weird products rather than just putting a pan on the stove.
Is he in the same generation as what's his name? You know, the guy with the lisp.
I don't know who the guy with the lisp is.
Google it.
Are you talking about me?
No, the other famous boxer.
The other one.
Yes, who also made a grill.
Well, I don't think he made a grill.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is why I can't remember his name.
I know he's so super famous. You'd recognize, you'll know who it is as soon as
Super famous boxer with a. I'm going to type that into Google. Super famous boxer with a
Chris
lisp.
Eubank.
Oh no, he was Foreman was 70s, and then he retired, and then he
76.
came. Yeah, and then he came back after a long retirement. Almost 20. He was retired almost 20 years, I think, something like that. And he came back in his 40s, and then won the heavyweight belt, and then retired again, or gave it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
To pursue
Yeah.
his grilling
Fan,
dreams,
probably.
you know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just that I remember seeing the George Foreman grill, and I remember that because they had like the tiny narrow bowl underneath the grill that all the fat would drip in.
Yep.
And for
Flavor.
some reason, my teenage self honestly believed that if you used the George Foreman grill, you would never ever gain any weight ever in the universe because you could literally see the amount of fat dripping away from your meat. I was very gullible as a child.
Someone else a boy. Don't worry, mate.
Yeah.
Oh.
But one of the greats, George Foreman.
Yep.
I didn't even know he was a boxer until he died last weekend. I always thought he was just to me, he was always the grill man.
He just made grills. Yeah, that's what he does. George
He made
Foreman, the grill
money.
guy.
Yeah. I think he sold it for. He made lots of money, like at least tens of millions of dollars out of that grill, probably more. He made a lot of money off that grill.
There's many different versions of the George Foreman grill. Like it became very popular.
It's a chameleon.
Even
Chameleon
now,
of grill.
I type it in, like you could, I see 6 versions, like on the first hit. Like, yeah, it's great.
Versions.
Well, at least 6. So there's a copper inside, there's a black inside, there's a smaller one, there's a bigger one, there's the original one, there's a large one, there's a barbecue one, there's many. There's books about George Foreman and his grill. I don't know. I don't know.
Barbecue one. What's George Foreman?
No, I'm just on a web shop. And after
XL.
that, there's a bunch of books about him, which are probably not about his grill, but more about his boxing career, I assume.
They've got a tribute on the website that says that we are saddened to hear of the passing of George Foreman, a true sporting great and food visionary. Thank you for
Food
30 years of brilliant
Food
grilling.
visionary. Come on.
Well,
Come on now. I mean, I'm not dissing the grill, but food visionary is pressing it a little bit.
Yeah.
picture of in socks and everything. And
I mean,
Wow.
as important as that news was this weekend, it doesn't top my my bin stealing story. Like, come on,
I mean, it generally doesn't.
that should have been on the radio, not George Foreman. Will they now stop making grills though? That's the question.
Because now you're going to get the George Foreman memorabilia grill.
Limited edition.
And if they aren't doing that, then they're idiots. And quite frankly, I should be in charge. I should take over from George Foreman.
So here's the general question, though, right? At the guy's
General
funeral,
question.
are they either going to bury him in a casket the exact same as George Foreman grill, or are they going to put him in a giant George Foreman grill and crisp him up like a cremation?
A cremation.
I mean, they have
George
to do that.
Yeah.
They have to create him with a George Foreman grill.
Yeah.
I think we should start a collection to make this happen.
That's awful. The man's dead. Show a little respect.
absolutely not.
Absolutely.
What are you talking about?
No, he was just a salesman in the end. You know, capitalism.
He was a boxer. God.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to stop the recording. I think this is enough. This is
Fucking time.